We're here with Pamela Cantor, founder and CEO of Turnaround for Children. Pamela, thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much for having me.
So you were enlisted by New York City during 9/11 to take a look at the effect of trauma on young kids. Can you tell us about what happened from there?
Aside from the enormity of what happened in Ground Zero, there was a concern for kids across the city. So we did a study of the emotional well-being of New York City's public school kids. 1 in 5 children met criteria for a full-blown psychiatric disorder, but 68% of kids had symptoms in school that were enough to impair their functioning in school. And when you looked at where that data was the highest, it wasn't in the Ground Zero schools. It was in the schools in communities of deepest poverty. And that's really what brought me to high poverty schools from the beginning.
Can you tell us about a moment or an experience where you were visiting a school and you were really struck by what you were seeing?
When I first saw a high poverty school, it looked like a place where no child could learn. These places were dark and unsafe and forbidding and with a great deal of disruption. And I saw teachers that were just completely out of control in their classrooms, screaming at kids, yelling at kids. And I thought, could I leave my child in a school like this? And so when I walked into that school for the first time, I knew that I had to work in a very different way, not one child at a time, but really find a way to take all the knowledge I had of what it would take to get one child well and make the school that place where that was going to happen for all kids.
So how do you tackle that?
We have a team that consists of a program director, a social work consultant, and a trainer. And that team of 3 works intensively with 3 schools. The intervention is very, very focused on supports for kids, training teachers in exactly those practices that they need to run very effective and engaged classrooms. And we give a tremendous amount of support and coaching to leaders to understand how to turn their schools around.
4, 5, 6, 7. So it's only 7 A's and 7 A's.
In 1 year of engagement, we have 20 to 30% drops in suspensions, absenteeism, incidents. And then over time, we begin to see the academic indicators move.
And how long is the duration of the engagement?
It's usually about 3 years, especially for elementary schools.
So a really sustained period of time.
Yeah. The most important sign of success for us, other than of course the kids, is that the leaders and teachers feel that they have the skills to do this work when we leave.
What keeps driving you? You know, where does the passion for the issue come from?
I have seen so many children turn their lives around. I have seen it firsthand and I've been part of it. So there's really nothing that could convince me that this isn't possible. And the more schools like this you see, the more of an ache you feel inside for children.
Even before then, you decided to become a child psychiatrist. Mm-hmm. Where did that passion for the well-being of children come from?
I had known trauma as a child, and even though my parents were people that didn't really quite believe in therapy or counseling, they were willing to get me help, and the person that helped me just did an extraordinary job of seeing what I had in me, and he was really the reason that I became a doctor in the first place, because I wanted to do for many, many kids what he did for me.
Yeah. And now you get to do that.
And now I get to do that. So every day is a very, very exciting day when you can live the thing that you've always wanted to do.
Pamela, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.